You surprised to see me? I wish I could say the same, but I've walked in on you and Teresa wrapped up in each other's arms far too many times to raise an eyebrow.
Gwen, what are you doing here?
This is just so utterly boring and really predictable to find you two sneaking around like horny teenagers. You know, if it weren't so incredibly pathetic, I would laugh. It's like a soap opera. You know, you catch one episode and then another one 10 years later and nothing's changed. But that's just TV. What's your excuse? Would you believe the entire time I was away, my mother kept begging me to come home?
She missed you.
No, she wanted me to come home to save my marriage. Right, as if we had a marriage worth saving.
Well, we did, Gwen, but you walked out on me. Remember that?
Excuse me, you know damn well why I left, so don't you dare stand there and insult me. I caught you with Teresa one too many times, and I got sick and tired of crying into my pillow every night, knowing that even though you were physically by my side, in your heart you were always pining for this one right there. That is why I left, and do not pretend that you don't know it. But my mother, on the other hand, couldn't get used to the finality of my decision, so she kept calling and calling and calling and telling me that I still had a chance to work things out with you. And would you believe she even called to tell me that Teresa had blown her chance to be with you because she up and married that poor sap, Jared Casey.
You don't understand.
Okay, does anyone understand anything you do, Teresa? I don't think so. And the worst part is my soon-to-be ex-husband doesn't even seem to care. Wait a second. Do you mean to tell me that my mother wasn't joking? You married Jared Casey?
She did marry Jared, but
Wait a second. After all of the grief that you caused successfully getting rid of me, you are still not with Ethan, your fated soulmate? What a joke! You are such a lame joke, and no doubt the laughing stopped at harm. All those years, I really wondered whether you were in your right mind. Now I know for sure you're not, and you never were.
You know what? That's enough, Gwen.
Oh, don't you dare defend her to me. You come to her rescue with anyone else if you must, but don't you dare do it with me. She chased after you for years while we were married like a famished vulture, always there, always hovering above, just waiting to swoop in to collect what she thought was her due.
Stop.
Why? What do? I made it easy for you. I left, Teresa. I even filed for divorce. There was no more Gwen and Ethan. There was no more obstacles standing in the way of your obsession with fate and your desperate need to have a happily ever after with my husband. There was no more Gwen. Just Ethan, your Prince Charming, all by his lonesome and, as always, ever pining for his little princess.
Okay, just stop.
So, what happens when I gift you both with my absence? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Teresa, he was yours for the taking. What happened? Because surely Ethan did not push you away. And Lord knows he never had the guts for that.
Hey, I didn't push her away.
Of course you didn't. This was all Teresa. She could have gone to you. She could have. But she married Jared. Now, of course, not that Jared isn't appealing and rather sweet in his own way, but Teresa, you could have had Ethan. What was it? I mean, really? Were you just so used to playing victim that when lying and cheating and backstabbing weren't part of your day, you didn't know what to do? Seriously, I'm confused here because for years you swore up and down all the time that you and Ethan were meant to be. You were fated soulmates, right? And then lo and behold, you go and you marry someone else?
It's really not that simple, Gwen.
Well, it never is with you. And now, of course, it appears that marrying Jared isn't keeping you away from Ethan anyway. I mean, of course, why should the little matter of marriage vows and wedding rings stand in your way now? Because they certainly never did before. So seriously, I need to know what it was. I mean, were you only hot for him when you were sneaking around? Was he not fun or exciting enough when it's out in the open? God, you need help, Teresa. You need some serious therapy.
Why don't you cut?
Oh, and you are not one bit better than she is. You're both sick and twisted. That I ever loved you so much that I put up with years of hurt and humiliation. And for what? For what? For you? A pathetic excuse for a man who even now can't break free from a woman who's obviously chosen someone else? Ethan, God, you're just, you're a loser, really. You're a loser who can't see what everyone else does is plain as day. Teresa married Jared. She picked him over you. And instead of gathering what's left of your dignity and moving on with your life, you are following her around like a little puppy dog.
I think that's enough.
Hasn't she embarrassed you enough? Are you really that desperate to be with her that you're hanging in there even after she's made her choice public?
You don't know the whole story,
Ethan,
Gwen.
everybody knows exactly what's going on here but you. You finally had the opportunity to be with Ethan, and you go and you marry Jared Casey. Teresa, do you ever look in the mirror and think about the lives you've destroyed with your game playing? And because you would not let Ethan go. You would not let Ethan go no matter how many times he asked you, no matter how many times I begged you. You wouldn't let him go. You absolutely had to have him. That is until he became available, and then you go ahead and you choose someone else.
It's like Ethan said, you don't know the whole
What I do know, Teresa, is that you're still stringing him along, and what's worse is that he keeps letting you. He's just waiting around, waiting for whatever crumbs you're gonna toss his way, and it's disgusting. I don't know how I ever respected you, because I certainly don't now.
Are you done? Because it's pretty obvious that you despise me, Gwen. Fine, I get it. But I have a question for you. What are you doing here? It's a logical question, Gwen. If you're as contemptuous of me as you say you are, why are you here?
Well, if you think it's part of some master plan to win you back, you should get over yourself. I'm here to finalize our divorce. I want to get on with my life. I want the sham of a marriage behind me once and for all.
Well, you could have done that by mail. The same way that you sent me divorce papers.
No, I couldn't. The hearing is in harmony. We both need to be there. It's the quickest, easiest way to sever any bond that we ever had. So you can break out the champagne. Mama can finally throw you an engagement party. I forgot you're already married. So Ethan's divorce isn't going to fix things for you now, is
All right,
it?
Gwen, you know what? You made your point. Just give me the date and
No, there's
I will...
another reason I came. I miss my little girl and I want to see Jane.
Jane is my child, Gwen.
Don't even start. I mean, I'm warning you not even to go there. You have taken enough already. Teresa, do you always have to have more, no matter who you're going to hurt? I mean, God, I am so, so glad I'll never have to deal with you again. But you must have a really high threshold for pain to want to put up with her insanity. You know, I almost feel sorry for you for letting yourself be manipulated by her. And the worst part is you don't even realize she's doing it.
Gwen's right, Ethan. Oh, so right.
It would be tragic if it weren't so funny.
You know, if you're through telling me off, Gwen,
Actually,
then
I'm
what?
not. You know? Since I'm about to dissolve our meaningless marriage, you are going to have to put up with me as long as I'm here. So really, I mean, you really need to tell me why you are allowing this tramp to pull all your strings. Ethan, you're a lawyer. If one of your clients behaved the way Teresa does, surely you would tell them to get other representation. You would never defend a raving lunatic.
Oh, shut up, Gwen.
No, see? That is the beauty part of this whole divorce. I don't owe you anything. I don't have to take anything from you anymore, and I certainly don't need to shut up. I can say whatever I want to because I've already lost everything that matters. It's actually really quite freeing in a way. You want to say something to me?
I'm just standing here thinking how much anger and resentment you have built up inside you. I mean, you really hate me, don't you?
Ethan, there is so much about me that you don't know. You never did. Oh, I may hate you, Ethan, but God, I will never stop loving you.